What up, Pap? Double fisting.
What's up, TC? I brought you a drink.
All right, here we go. Thank you.
Man.
Cheers. Here's the Jonathan Papelbon. Everybody hold one up. Cheers.
Cheers. First off, can I say something? I know we work together, but can I say something?
Yeah.
The Wakefields, the women in the Red Sox, like this is not happening without them. Thank y'all.
I got to thinking, last time you and I sat on chairs like this, not the Red Sox pregame show we do up there. It was the Cinco Ocho show at Winter Weekend.
That was fun.
And I couldn't help but think, yeah, they put Papelbon first so he wouldn't have as much crown as he did that night. I think it makes sense.
We're drinking vodka tonight.
You noticed that. We are. What does this mean to you tonight? What does it mean to be in the Red Sox Hall of Fame?
So to me, the biggest thing is like who I'm going in with. So Trot and Dustin were two guys to me that Trot when I came up and Dustin who I came up through the minor leagues with were two guys that I don't know, we can ask Pookie, but I don't think they ever came in with a clean uniform. So for me to be inducted with those two type of players means the world to me. And so I viewed myself as an everyday player. You know, I know Theo's not here tonight, but he wanted me to be a starter, and he was dead wrong, y'all. Dead wrong. And so I viewed myself as an everyday player. I wanted to affect the game 75 to 80 times a season. I didn't want to go out there and pitch, once every fifth day. And to me, being able to go into the Hall of Fame with two guys who I think nobody played better right field than Trot, and nobody played a better second baseman than Dustin. So, to me, that's the most special thing.
People forget you were John Papelbon, starting pitcher in 2005.
Yeah, my dad was the one who told me, your name is Jonathan, not John.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Lester. You didn't want to get confused, right? You became Jonathan Papelbon, the closer. But you started here, we just talked about this the other day, July 31st, 2005, the trade deadline. Everybody thought Manny Ramirez was gone. Game was like 1:30 on a Sunday afternoon. Nobody sees Manny till he comes out at 4:02. Trade deadline was at 4. So Manny's still with the Red Sox. Nobody knew. Manny comes up, pinch hits, walk-off hit. They get the win.
Yeah, I snuck in here, and thank God Manny was being Manny, and I could just come in and not too much pressure was on me. All the pressure was on, is Manny getting traded or not? So to me, I just came in and wanted to be a part of the team. And, it even goes back to when I was first called up with the Red Sox. I got called up in a spring training game. Trot, you probably remember this. This son of a bitch. He gets drilled, and I was like, oh, God, I got to drill somebody. Then Kevin Millar gets drilled. I'm like, oh, God, I really got to drill somebody. And then I think Palmeiro came up. And I was like, I can't drill him because he's a Mississippi State guy like me. And then Sosa came up, and I was like, well, they got a Dominican pitcher, and he's Dominican, so I'm going to drill him because he's been drilling everybody. And to be able to continue what the 04 team did, in my opinion, I came into a group of guys, and, Tim Wakefield was the heavy on the team, and God bless him, man. He bought me my first suit, and there was just so many things that I learned, and I was able to become a big leaguer through the 04 team that set the culture. I mean, these guys, they set the culture, and I just followed in suit, and I came in here and expecting a championship every year.
I asked you about the opening day because I remember that day, and it was chaos. It was chaos, right? Is Manny being traded? Is he not being traded? The whole pregame show is about Manny being traded. And John Papelbon's making his debut, whatever. Is Manny being traded? And that's Boston, right? At its best, Red Sox baseball at Fenway Park is chaos. That's why it can be intimidating for the other team. And you embrace that chaos, right? When you came out a couple years later, when you're coming out to shipping up to Boston and the whole place is standing up doing a river dance, like you thrived in that atmosphere, didn't you?
Yeah, I did because I learned to pitch that way. I learned to pitch as a closer. And, Sarah McKenna's here today. She's here somewhere. I think she's got a headset on, looking like a truck driver.
Running the whole show.
But she was the one that, there she is. She was the one that came up with shipping up to Boston, so we can all give her credit for that. And then the drop kicks came in. The next thing you know, I'm partying with the drop kicks, and we're winning it all. So
Ken Casey made a lot of money.
yeah, that was how it all
worked
went
out for everybody. That championship clincher, right when the regular season clincher was when you need a refill. Take mine. Yeah, there you go. Cheers again.
There you go, TC.
You're not the first guy. Euclid brought some beer when I inducted him into the Hall of Fame. So
that's because
I like this kid. He makes his own beer.
Yeah, he makes his own beer. Yeah.
You make your own vodka?
No,
Not yet.
I make my own moonshine.
Bring moonshine next time. When you guys clinched at the end of the regular season, if I recall, that was the night you had to wait. We had to wait to see what happened in Baltimore. You were waiting, right? Waiting, and then you found out you had clinched. And that's when you first came out and did the dance in the spandex and the Bud Light case on your head. And my 5-year-old kid said, I want to go to Halloween with a Bud Light box on my head. So thank you for that.
I have kids now. I have kids now. You know this.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a Diet Coke box.
So,
bad memory.
Yeah, I will say this, that had to do with, number one, I blame Alex Cora, because he came up with Cinco Ocho. And he was a real thorn in my ass, for a long time. You can even ask my mom and dad, gave them hell too. But it also created the persona of going out there and fighting for my team. When I crossed the white lines, there was nothing else that mattered except for competing. And for me to be able to play with Dustin and Trot and be able to be inducted with them is so special because those guys compete. There was not a playoff, and I took that to the mound. And so, for me, being able to play in front of these fans and be able to do that in that aspect, I felt like another everyday player. I really did. And so to me, being able to do that in front of these fans who I know, love, and respected that was everything.
I feel the 07 team doesn't get enough credit, right? People think about 04, and rightly so. That broke 86 years, and they came back from 3-0. 13, there was the marathon tragedy that they became very much involved with in this city. It was a historic season in 18. But I often say 07 gets overlooked because it just took care of business, kind of from the start of the season. It was just a good team.
Yeah, no question. I think that the 04 team started the culture, started the way of the Red Sox with Trot and Theo and Kevin Millar and David Ortiz with all the clutch hits he had. But the ability to be able to continue that and do it year after year is what's so hard. And I just tried to follow in suit to what they were doing. And to me, there's no better place to do that than in Boston. I've said this before, that Boston Red Sox have the best family atmosphere or take care of their families more than any other club. Now, I've been to other clubs. Now, Dustin hasn't. He had the best. He had the ability to play here his whole career. I didn't. But there are many other franchises that do not compete on a family level, on a friend level, and what they do with women in the front office. So for me, that was so special, man. And, from Raquel to Sam, to Sarah to Pam and all these people, we've been through a lot, man, but this is what makes this organization run, and it always will, and you can't hide that.
Let's go to the end, 07. You were down 3-1 in Cleveland. You come all the way back. Red Sox hadn't clinched a pennant here at home since, I think, 1986. What was it like, that Coco catch, to end it and know you're going to the World Series?
Yeah, so for me, once we got past Cleveland, I was good with that because I felt like Cleveland, we had to beat them, but I knew we was going to whoop the Rockies' butt. I mean, we were going to whoop their ass. I knew that. But at the same time, I never disrespected somebody. It didn't matter if it was Alex Rodriguez or, Frank Catalanato or some nobody. But
by the way, it was like a 320 hitter against the Red Sox. He was nobody against everybody
actually, I think he hit
else.
700 off of me. But anyway, I always mess with him. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
So for me to be able to continue what the guys in 04 did was the biggest thing that I took to heart and took with me. Like, okay, we are doing what they did, and we're going to continue this culture of the Red Sox way.
Nobody dreams of growing up and starting on trade deadline day. Everybody dreams of growing up and getting the final out of a World Series. What is that like?
Yeah, so Schilling, after the game was over, he came up to me and he said, "Pat, man, you accomplished one of my lifelong dreams. You struck out somebody to win the World Series." And, I never really thought about that. And even the kid that I struck out, I had been playing against since like 18 years old. He went to Ole Miss. I went to Mississippi State. So I faced him many a times. And the best part about it was that I knew that, okay, this culture, this way is still in existence, and I was able to continue that. A guy that was born and raised in the South, I'll be honest with you, when I got drafted by the Red Sox, I didn't know a damn thing about the Red Sox. I didn't. This guy named Joe Mason drafted me, and I was like, "Hey, Joe, Red Sox haven't done. Have they won lately?" I was like, "No, they hadn't won lately." He's like, "Yeah, they want to draft you," and I was like, "Well, if they want to draft me, tell Theo or I didn't know who he was. I said, tell the general manager they need to come, watch me." Sure enough, Theo came to SEC tournament, saw me, and blah blah blah. But I'm so thankful and try. This is no bullshit, man. I'm thankful for y'all, man, and what y'all did, what y'all started here, man. This is the reason why we're here.
No doubt about it. I'll ask you finally, it's been fun watching you come back into Red Sox Nation, right? Since you started with us, you started coming around, you do more. What's it been like to be back? Because I'm not sure you knew you were ever going to reconnect with these fans until you finally did. I know you talk about the Savannah Bananas sort of bringing you back to baseball, which is the perfect marriage of player and team if there's ever been one. But getting back here in Boston and becoming part of this again, what has it meant to you?
That's a great question, TC. So we've talked about this in the studio, and I number one, I hated the media when I played. In fact,
confirmed.
Yeah. In fact, I used to put Tic Tacs or breath mints because all y'all's breath was so terrible, and I couldn't stand every last one of you. And now I'm somehow involved with it, and I think that is all because after I got done playing, I was done with it, and it took such a toll on me because I poured everything into it. But then NESN came into me. I said, "No, I don't want to do NESN." Next year came after I retired. "No, I don't want to do NESN. Thank you for asking, but I do not want to be a part of baseball." And then finally, I realized how much I love the game. Right? My son plays, and it's a part of me, and it's made me who I am. And I thank God for that every day. And I thank God for the ability to be a Red Sox and be able to be in the Red Sox Hall of Fame. And I could not be any happier to go in with the guys I'm going with.
We couldn't be happier for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you, Pep. Thanks for the vodka. Latest member of the Hall of Fame.
Well, good job, man.
Jonathan Papelbon.